Jamie is the boss, running the show. Marissa is the mod, we have nice mods too. Jamima gets the docs, don't you know? They're the ones yelling at Baker all day. Yelling at Baker all day. Hey, hey, hey. Yelling at Baker all day. Hey, hey, hey. Yelling at Baker all day. Hey, hey, hey. Making sure he hears what they say. Jamie leads with power every day. Marissa keeps the order, come what may. Jamima brings the files without delay. This strong team is here to stay. Yelling at Baker all day. Hey, hey, hey. Yelling at Baker all day. Hey, hey, hey. Yelling at Baker all day. Hey, hey, hey. Jamie, Marissa, Jamima, we have nice mods too. They're the ones yelling at Baker all day. Yelling at Baker all day. Hey, hey, hey. Yelling at Baker all day. Hey, hey, hey. Yelling at Baker all day. Hey, hey, hey. Jamie, Marissa, Jamima, we have nice mods too. Yeah!
Apparently, they changed the time again.
Massachusetts.
So we're going to sit here for 30 minutes in awkward silence.
Wonderful. Well, you can all join me in my stress eating of an entire family pack of gummy nerds. Or the sudden crisis of my son losing part of a baby tooth right before the verdict came out. So he's like, "But mom, there's still pieces." And so if I have to go off screen, it's no, I'd rather leave that to your father, if I'm honest.
Well, we were told it would be 1:30, and now they have pushed it back to 2 o'clock. So it's Massachusetts. They hate time.
I mean, I got my new project on the scrolling frame, so that was good.
I went on with the modders over on Defense Diaries and had a little talk with them. And
How are they seeing this?
a little bit pregnant, a little bit virgin.
I've never been so I could go either way, because I feel like the judge gave signals either way, and I feel like depending on who you believe, it could go.
My thing is, again, I don't believe Noonan because there's too much color. And
No, but
I believe Kelsey because it was emotional. He wasn't in it. He wasn't emotionally invested in it. So to me that was. But again, yeah, I don't know. They made some points where I thought
he
maybe
wasn't emotionally invested. But again, I've been with military people that are could compartmentalize, but he wasn't good. I mean, again, if he had framed it that I pulled the first shot, I didn't. But he's like, no, it's hard to move or hit a moving target. I'm like, you're a police officer. I would hope most of your targets were moving. If you worked in a mortuary, I'd be slightly more concerned.
Well, that's the thing where the color comes in. Oh, she was trying to get through me to Justin. That's why I say I don't believe him, because that doesn't make sense. Because she's clearly trying to get them to go away, giving them stuff, trying to do stuff. And I think me and Ali were kind of on the same spot that it doesn't make sense with Nanya. Nanya is my big problem. Nanya is what ruins his entire testimony. I was looking at her in the entire time, except that magical time where she just disappeared. That's my problem in all of this. Is anyone who looks at this with an unbiased mind will say your story just doesn't line up, buddy. It's like when the youngest, most feral comes in and say, "Well, I don't know why I have 5 crayons in my hand and the entire room is decorated because they just appeared, and it must have been the gnomes who drew on the wall and then they put them in my hands. But I saw you go around and draw it. No, that wasn't me."
No, my favorite is when he told me that a robbler, which is a mix, is a child of a robber and a burglar. So you get a robbler when you mix those two. Uh, came into our house, didn't steal anything, wrote his name in permanent marker, and then left. Now he defended our house in our honor, but those crazy robblers.
Those damn robbers. Yes, and Nissa, Ginger. And thank you, Genuine. I ended the stream before your super chat came through, but thank you so much anyway for a $20 super chat. And I can't remember what it said. But it's, again, like I said, when I do jury duty, the first thing we do when we're talking about, do we believe they are guilty or not guilty? And we'll go through and we'll say, well, this cop told this story. This defendant told this story. Who do we believe? And sometimes you have multiple witnesses on either side. And one of the things I always get hooked on is if, like today, or this case, Daly and Noonan has a very different layout of the crime scene. But it's consistent enough that, well, he probably just, both of them were kind of in the head. But then they have these key phrases. They have exactly the same wording on the key phrases. Those phrases that you need to make it an okay shooting. He said, she pointed a gun at me and it clicked. He said, and that's not how you would remember things. Remembering the bodies in 2 different places, that's totally normal. But one would say she pointed a gun at me and it clicked, and then she re-reacted. The other one said she tried to shoot me, or something like that. You would have the same kind of utterance, but
Yeah, the phraseology usually isn't the same. And that's, again, look, don't try to pee on my shoulder and tell me it's raining. Admit that you guys were cutting corners, that DCYF should have been called, that none of this went right. Like, Marley was dead to begin with. This trying to rewrite everything, that this was totally tactical and these were all, special Walker Texas Ranger level awesome trooper or officers. It's so dumb.
Yeah. And again, admit, I lost her for a second because I was diverting my attention. Then she can go to Nanya and get the weapon and go to the other side of the room. But the 1 foot, the backstepping, all of that is too much information. And thank you, Kelly Sif. When I find I don't know and not me, they owe rent.
Especially for 4 seconds. You can't have it both ways, that she was able to walk, do the Peter Panda dance. It's either very quick, and we can all get,
What?
Don't pee on my shoulder and call it rain.
Oh. Yeah.
It's the colloquial.
How is the Massachusetts law on whether he could have shot her if she was going to harm herself? Some state in the U.S. lets the cop do that. In Massachusetts, it's not allowed. That's why they need it to be an okay shooting. He is, I believe, 6 years out of retirement. One of the things, like I have told the story about my roommate who got a little addicted on sleeping pills, and instead of sending him home 2 months before we ended deployment, we just took his weapons away, and then we started taking a little bit extra care of him. So you protect your own. Of course, you do that. Everyone does that. Even if you work at Walmart, you cover for each other. And then you have Daly running in and said, "What the fuck happened?" I was looking down the stairs because everyone was yelling. She turned around and I saw her weapon. I just fucking shot her. Oh, did she point it at? I don't know. I saw the gun. Okay. She pointed it at you. She pointed it at you. That's what we're gonna say. Okay. Yeah. We got yeah. Clean it and pop one out, and we say it misloaded or a stovepipe or whatever the fuck. Just dump it over there and fucking help me.
Yeah.
She's probably not going to survive, but let's just come on now. And that's why their story doesn't add up with what happened with the pointing and the shooting and what he said. Because that part, they just agreed, okay, we're saying something like this. And Ellen
Yeah.
says, if the justice system was more reliable, we shouldn't be as stressed out and uncertain as we are right now, especially with a bench trial. It's like politics, theater. Mange tak, Ellen. Yeah, you are correct, Amondo. In the best of both all worlds, because they have two witnesses, no real physical evidence, no real crime scene. I would go and say at least reasonable doubt, and that means innocent.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that this judge is very good at separating the wheat from the chaff. At least
He seems so.
He seems so. He seems to kind of have a baseline, no BS. Because when the state came at him with well, you used to be friends with Braley, didn't you? He was like, no, and let me go through my entire career history to explain why not.
Yeah.
So he has a good head on his shoulder, but I'm not a mind reader.
No, and we have been damaged so much by them before, so
yeah. We always think people have logic, and then they let us down.
Yeah, they should be as smart as we are. I saw something that I just wanted to respond to. Take that one off. And where did it go? Genuine, I am so sorry. All our condolences, and in a hard time, remember the good times.
Yeah.
It's when it seems bleakest and you're sitting there with all the grief. Remember all the good days, all the memories, all the happy times, because he didn't want you to cry over him. He wanted you to smile and remember that funny thing that he always said at a party where you got so annoyed, but now you just wish you could hear it one more time because he was kind of a funny dude. So even though the clouds are gathering, remember there's always sunshine on the other end, and our condolences, and I hope that it was as peaceful and as easy as it could be, even though it's never easy for us who are left behind. We just wish that the hammer strikes and we're out.
Yeah, it's hard, but at least you can, hang out with all of us, and hopefully we can bring you things to take your mind off of things when you need that escape.
Yeah. And that's why we're here also. Buckhouse says, they cover for each other because if you didn't, you would be considered a rat and your life would be on the chopping block when the pew hits the fan, just like in the true story of Serpico. Yes, that's one of the things that that's why you back the seasoned elder, because she's not coming back.
No. And maybe they knew she was somewhat expendable. She wasn't even there a year and she's already on maternity leave. I mean, maybe some of the officers didn't like that.
No, because those damn women, and we have to do extra shift because she can't keep her legs together, and oh, look at that little party princess running around with her fake lashes and her boobs out. Oh, we know why you want to be a cop and you're hanging out with a firefighter. We know your type. You know those crusty old geezers are sitting there talking about her that way, while at the same time half of them thinking, oh my. So, oh, Miss Scarlett and Cassie is, oh.
Ooh.
Mm. That's, yeah. Oh, he's offering her the stunner. No, oh, it's the horns. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I misread that.
Set your phasers to hard rock, not stun.
They changed it back to 2:00. No, they changed it back. That's the beautiful part. If you look at the screen, there is a rolling in the bottom. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have I didn't put my glasses on, so he might. Who do we don't know what Cossy G and Scarlett is into. So yeah, I know you are a happily married man to Mrs. Cossy down in the basement.
I know they keep toying with my emotions. Like my nerves were like, okay, 1:30, we can make this.
Yeah.
It was only an hour.
Let us just get ready, get moving, and then get in there. Hopefully, the right verdict. And even if it goes badly, she wasn't going to go back and be a cop. She's going to go back to law school. Her real battle starts now. And of course, it'll be shitty for her probate stuff, but it's a hiccup in the road. Her real fight starts now. That's the fight to have Baby C back with her in some capacity, whatever that will be. But that's the real fight starts now. And let's say everything works out perfectly and she's exonerated and she walks out of the courtroom smiling, happy, anything. She will still go home to a house where Baby C isn't.
Yeah.
If she gets...
Yeah, we definitely, it's just, it's one battle. It's not the whole campaign.
And it's also, if she gets convicted, let's say that the sentencing guidelines say no more than 5 years. If you look at the case laws or the verdicts in these cases, first time offense, she will get a suspended sentence, just like Karen Reed. She will have a felony on her record. Okay, she can't own a pew and can't vote or whatever the rules are in Massachusetts. I don't know. She will still go home to a house where Baby C isn't in. She will still need to fight in probate court. And she will still need our help, I think, to try and raise some awareness. It's not going to be like the Karen Reed case where something will happen 5 years down the time. No, she's in probate on April 11th. I think she has her meeting in probate. And
I did find it positive that the judge allowed the probate lawyers to sit into this trial and take notes.
Yeah. Will that affect her becoming a lawyer? I don't know. I don't think so. You have a lot of lawyers who have crimes on their docket. I don't know if Jemima is here. Maybe she can tell us. I don't think it's a problem. We have a lot of convicted felons who, well, I don't know, convicted. We have a lot of people coming out of prison and going in and getting a law degree.
Yeah, I would think that it wouldn't be something that I would think would prohibit you, but depending on the crime, I could see certain crimes being prohibited.
But again, that has to do with no, she will just have to explain her felony to the bar. Thank you so much. Everything's in there.
Oh, thank you.
But again, the system is you go to court, you get convicted or you get found innocent. If you get convicted, you get a punishment. In this case, most likely time served plus a year on probation. Let's just say that. That's what I can, when I Google around, that's what I get to. Then the rule is when she has done her year of probation and kept her nose clean, she has paid what she owes to society. So you can't hurt her down the road with, oh, you were convicted previously, so you can't have this job. I know that's not reality, but you can't deny her to take the bar exam because she has paid the due. She had a price to pay. That price has been paid. She, in the eyes of the law, is clean. And I know you have your felony system that's different, that you have to go and then try and get your rights back. In Denmark, you won't lose your rights. You will have it on your permanent record for 5 years. Then it's off your permanent record or off your public record. So if you go and apply for a job, for instance, in a kindergarten, you will have to have a child report. That's where you go to the police and says, I have to prove that I'm not an offender. Can you give me? And they will give you your criminal record and say, no, there's nothing with kids in that. Or if you're going to work in a bank, they'll say, we need your criminal record. You just go to the police, they'll type out, or they will print out your criminal record. And after 5 years, all your crimes disappears after 5 years. But us in the court system, we will see them for 10 years. Or we can consider them within 10 years. We will also see your older charges, but we're not allowed to read them. We'll only be read the ones who are in some way influencing on the crime we're having. So if you drove without a license and you're here for drugs, we won't consider driving without a license. They won't bring it up. But if you have multiple drug felonies or drug crimes, we will get to know that. So we know, okay, this guy doesn't learn. So we have to give him extra time. For the various stains of yeast a baker needs, there's only one stain of yeast for baking. There's one for beer making and one for bread making, but
one for
still,
wine making.
Yeah, actually, the one for beer making was made by a Dane.
Ooh.
E.P. Jacobsen. He's the guy who founded Carlsberg.
Cool.
You have a lot to thank us Danes for.
Except those butter cookies, which are not from you guys, but from somewhere else I learned, which is crazy.
Yeah, imagine that it's the same when I buy something with an American flag on it. I think it's made in America.
My world was rocked. All of my Danish butter cookies, not even from Denmarkia. What the heck?
Yeah, most likely made in India with a guy who kneads the dough with his feet.
Yeah, a guy not even named Hans. My entire
Hans
childhood
isn't
has
really
been
that big of a name.
Really? Well, no, that's the Netherlands.
What about crimes involving children? Do those get removed as well? If you have served your time, after 5 years, your public record is clean, no matter what you did. The kid certificate you can get, I don't know if that's a permanent mark on your record. I have never obtained one because I went to do 2-day work experience in school in a kindergarten, and I still have PTSD from those 2 days. That teaches you when they give out the work experience assignments, you don't skip school that day.
I could see Baker. Baker, it's not a tumor.
Yeah, don't thank anyone for Carlsberg. Carlsberg is just shitty beer. Yeah.
For penicillin from Baker's yeast. Thank you, unbalanced equation.
Look at here. Totally not a Russian is returned. Talking about Dutchania. As soon as you mention Dutchland, he comes jumping in. He's been hiding for months now. Oh, we don't like him anymore. Well, we do, but we're gonna be hard to get.
Can I bring up something off topic? Can Indiana stop being famous on Ryan Hall, y'all? Could there be a day where Indiana doesn't look like the bullseye in the center of "The Lord Hates You," you know, of the storm?
What's wrong with Indiana now?
Oh, we're gonna get sideswiped by some pretty strong storms tonight.
Oh, yeah. See, Susan. Now, he hasn't been here in a while. I'm gonna pretend that I'm actually a nice person. We know better. What's the next trial we are covering, guys? Laurie, if we knew, we would tell you. The next thing I have in my Mayland day planner is Courtney Clenny on the 27th of April. I think so.
I don't know. I was gonna look at this Hawaii dentist because I'm already afraid of dentists from Hawaii, and then I know Delphi, the state's response to the appeal, has come back.
Oh, yeah, but I never got into Delphi, so I know everyone jumped out of Karen Reed and jumped right over to Delphi, but you and Nick had covered that, so I was like, nah, that's
Well,
kind of your thing.
I kind of want to also cover the hearing from the Shanda Vander Ark, potential for a retrial. I heard that the state went ham on that, and I can be ragey for an hour.
She's
She's the.
I don't think hell can get hot enough to have her in it.
I don't even think Satan wants to deal with her behind.
She has the weirdest cheek, and she has that.
The Land O'Lakes of evil butter. I can't with her hair.
I'm so nervous and really trying not to get my hopes up, especially after what happened in the Faust case. Praying for not guilty. Yeah, that's the worst part. Now we are stuck here because for us, after covering it for so long and watching, but it was the same when we were waiting for Karen Reed. We were like, oh my freaking God, why aren't they back in 5 minutes? We can all see it. Can all see it. Come on now. And we.
Thank you. We might need nude sighting after this. They're like, it's a big hailstorm, y'all. It was like.
Well, that's why you should have joined the military. I had all four of mine yanked in the military. What about OnlyFans trial? That is Courtney Clenny, 27th of April, I believe it is. Did we ever hear anything about the Pitchfork guy? No. And everyone is always bringing it up because we are waiting to hear what the heck came out of that. And there has been no ruling. He hasn't, I don't think he has removed his appeal. We don't know what's happening in that case. For those of you who don't know it, it was a guy who was accused. Well, he was convicted of unaliving his wife with a rake, and we were watching it, and there was a lot of things that in that case also didn't really make sense. And then the judge said, "I will be back in a month with a decision if he gets a new trial." And we haven't heard a word since then. And that was, I think we did that between the two Karen Reed cases.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that is odd. We haven't heard it.
Expert, you need to drive over to Volstorm and kick him out of bed in 15 minutes. So that was a really weird one. And the Courtney Clenny case looks like that's going to be a long case as well. I think they have 6 weeks on that one.
Oh, good night, nurse.
I can't cover it. There's no court footage, so I can sit and say, well, allegedly he liked to beat up his girlfriends, and allegedly they like to do drugs with him, and allegedly, because I don't know, I can't really do anything. So what I can get of coverage here in Denmark is just that That's not a lot of things going in there.
And thank you for the gifted membership, Unbalanced Equation, and your membership went to Volstorm, so that's good. See, you went to do a nap, and now you've got a gift. It's a Lenten miracle.
Yeah, I believe they said that Courtney is set to 6 weeks because they had a hearing and they told them it's not going to be turned into a telenovela. I was hoping that Iris would come in at some point and said, "Hey, Mr. Judge, you want some tequila?" and they would say, "That's not Consuela. That's her evil sister,
Yes.
Carmen." Dun, dun, dun. Hey, my cover is blown. And then hilarities would ensue.
Yeah, wasn't she I can't remember, but wasn't she making faces or something in the last hearing?
She was talking to someone in the courtroom. I think they believe it was her mom
Oh,
and doing some faces. But again,
it's bodyology.
yeah, bodyology is never, yeah. Aiden tweet that court officer says police will get priority overseeing over Kelsey's supporter. Well, they are friends of the victim, which I think is BS. Oh,
Ooh.
at least we have good pictures.
I do wonder if Kelsey will have future plans or if she will be allowed to move at least out of the town. I can't imagine that she'd
Oh,
want to
she got
stay there.
herself a townhouse. That's what the last hearing before, because she wasn't allowed to move from her parents, and she moved back to. Didn't she move back to North Andover? I think she moved back to North Andover in a townhouse. She rented.
Oh,
So, I'm from St. Louis. Our house just got finished being fixed from a storm damage on 3/14/25.
no.
Garage door, roof, gutters got done quickly, but we just got the siding done a couple of months ago. Yeah. Ooh. I think they did give an address. Maybe it's in one of the reports I read, but I'm pretty sure I've seen an address. I'm not sure. Yeah, is the victim? Well, a police officer was threatened with a weapon and had to discharge his firearm. That's what it is, right? Oh, she moved to Newburyport, and in
That seems
Massachusetts,
like a
that's
made-up town.
no, but in Massachusetts, this is pronounced Manchester.
Also, when is the city of Lawrence gonna sue for defamation? Because holy fazolies did Lawrence get talked bad about.
What's the charges she's found if she's found guilty? Attempted aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, I believe, is the correct phrasing, which is just that she pointed with the intent to harm. It's a maximum of 5 years, but the sentencing guidelines will say time served plus probation. They said it in court, so it's not doxing.
And thank you, Unbalanced Equation, for the super chat for the collection plate of insanity. Yes.
Iris, we need you to go to Florida in a month.
Yes.
Okay. Lawrence is a dump. Lawrence is so bad that everything they say is true.
So you say I probably shouldn't go there for even the t-shirt?
Yeah, it's one of those kind of like when the people when we were deployed and they got I survived surfing Sniper Street, and now it's I survived Lawrence. Did I get a gifted membership that disappeared? No, I had that. I think. That's weird. But why? Because they said they were not going to turn the crime into a telenovela, and then we got a DM from Jemima who said, but it could be really fun if Iris walked into the courtroom in the middle of it and said, "Hey, Mr. Judge, I bring you your tequila. And they say, no, that's not Consuela. That's her evil sister, Carmen. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, my cover is blown. I'm going to run for the border. And then hilarities would ensue. I thought it might be a little racial insensitive, but Jemima, you know her better than I do.
I think it would be fun. I still want to know if I can be the science expert. Are they going to find a knife thrower from like Cirque du Soleil? I don't understand. Where
Are they gonna find? They have already presented his evidence. He has a pig carcass hung in like a something, and then he's chucking knives at it. They have already. The only problem there is with the Courtney Clenny hearings is the audio is worse than someone who lives on a dump inside a tin can inside a fridge, while someone is hammering on it with a pneumatic, the big
Yeah.
drills. You can never hear anything in the courtroom. It's horrible every time I looked. But
Ooh,
thank you. I knew you were down for it.
Iris, our sub counts just went way up. We salute you for your service. Nope. Contractually obligated now that you said.
Yeah. Oops will be there.
She's got the meta bra.
And Massachusetts State Police homicide detective Scott Quigley has been indicted in felony motor vehicle homicide for the 2023 crash that killed Angelo Gattino of Sargus. That's probably pronounced Essex. The state police concluded Quigley had a medical event that caused him to lose control over his cruiser.
Medical event?
How can it be a homicide if he lost control because of medical?
Baker, medical event.
Yeah, I believe that's the case where they said you better go over and help him because I think he's drunk. I think that's the case. So because well, thank you, Laurie, for choosing us this time. There's a lot of places to hang. It's so nice you choose us. Yeah, there's a female officer on a body cam who says something like, "Go take care of him. He seems impaired," or something like that. I could have he maybe have made involuntary manslaughter, maybe if he had a medical event and like had a diabetic sugar crash. Ugh.
Yeah, that's understandable. But it's a DUI. Let's be real.
Yeah, the medical event was that he didn't keep it between the 0.08 and the 0.5 that you have to be in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he is the only person suffering from auto brewery system outside of House and Grey's Anatomy.
Unbalanced says, for your crispy, crunchy soft rolls. Thank you so much. Hello, Amanda from Wales, where there are more sheep than there are people. And the best-selling tool is the Velcro glove. Sorry, Welsh people, that was a bad stereotypical joke about you liking your sheep too much. I don't think people got the Velcro glove. Michael Bryan had the scoop. The freaking DA showed up, and the note that kicked the mother out of court was that the prosecution didn't have a support team, so he wanted her to go. That's fucking ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed vindictive.
But why would you kick someone out just because we don't have any supporters?
Because he's upset.
I'm gonna go make something to eat.
Someone is going to die in Mo's house in 5 seconds.
No, he was just telling me he's going to make something to eat.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if the cowardly lying and his family got priority seating over Kelsey. Exactly. What now? Oh, for going to heaven. Yeah, they had 20 cops in the room, and again, not one of them are there to support the fellow cop who got shot. I saw the arraignment from the cop who was accused of pew-pewing a runaway driver. The courtroom was packed with officers. What didn't I see in the Karen Reed case? Even if it was against Karen Reed, I didn't see the hallways lined with Boston PD. It's funny how not all of them are the thin blue line.
Yeah, and thank you, Unbalanced Equation, for Lego for Feral Most Foul. And notice I said Lego, Baker. I was tempted to add the S. I really was. But I held back.
You can go to LD later as well. Baker want to move to Western Denmark, Jutland. Over there, the taxes are considered optional. Not the taxes, but paying everything above the table might be frowned upon. Because there's a 25% value-added tax. So let's work it out. Let's call Jutland dollars. Yes, Kirks, we have had a few people say that already. The Welsh may shack the sheep, but the English eat them. That's your payback for 1700 years of English rule. I would like to think some cops are Kelsey supporters. I will bet you they are not. They don't want it. They don't want that snotty little beauty pageant princess running around. These girls, they'll make it harder for real cops, and we have to contend with a 110-pound beauty queen. No, I don't want that around me. I want a real man. Maybe like Justin with his skinny little toothpick legs.
And thank you for becoming a member, Binky. Welcome to the Church of Mo. Yeah, especially with the fact that she allegedly, signed in on some of the whistleblowing against the other female police officers. If it's the good old boys club, and look, there are less and less of the good old boys clubs, but where they're strong, they're strong.
Yeah, and yes, I know Tim said they had whistleblowers, which must mean some cops. But look at the rate of people signing up and leaving the Massachusetts State Police. I believe it's something like 33% leaves the job within the first 2 years. That's a very high attrition rate. And I think one of the reasons are you better play by our rules, not the rules. Someone like Tully, who has been there like the spider in the middle of the web, who's connected to Bukaki and Proctor and everyone, Farwell, all of them. I bet you when rookies come in, he has to talk with them and tell them, hey, this is how we do it. And if you can't handle that, you're going to do shit midnight details every single day. You're going to be the one doing all the stuff no one else have. You're the one who's going to go out and give Narcan to overdoses. You get all the shitty jobs. If you just kiss the right ass and blow the right cock, chicken, then you will have a good career because you have to learn to shut your mouth and shut your eyes.
Yeah. Okay, come on. It's 2:00. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, it is Massachusetts, so let's give it 2 hours.
That is true. I mean, at least the cameraman isn't waving the camera around like he was the first day.
I want to see about the windowsill. I
Well, I was
missed the
about to
window
tell you,
still.
Baker, I'm out. I'm
I was,
getting motion sick from the trial.
but yeah, that was an interesting angle he chose. Hey, the therapist. It's really important to see the because it's not the it's therapist.
Yep.
Hmm. Who knew we would need to take Dramamine? Is that for motion sickness?
Yes.
Oh, we had you have to do this survival test once in the military, and we had to be in a inflated safety raft, and we had to stay there for some time. And my buddy had done it when he was in there, and he said, just eat the seasickness pills. There's a first aid kit with seasickness pills, and you'll sleep like a baby. So I just
Oh no.
that was good. Oh, I said, I get so much seasickness. Oh, okay. We don't. And we was just on a little lake. It wasn't anything big. I just ate all of them and fell asleep. So I was really well rested for the rest of it. Kelly is guilty. What did Kelly do?
No idea.
Hmm? Well, I blame Kelly too. She's a redhead.
Unless it's Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell. She did nothing wrong.
Which one of them is that? Is that the one who went to Las Vegas after?
No,
Was
that
it?
was Jesse.
Oh, so it's
Ellie
the
was
brunette?
the one that got with Zach, I thought.
The hot one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now I remember it.
The fact I can remember her last name, but not my husband's phone number always astounds me.
It's that show was so bad.
It really, really was.
Yeah, that's what Tiffany Amber Thiessen, that was her role. I really liked her
remember
in that. Did you see that cop show with the forger, white collar?
Nah.
She played the husband of the FBI agent who had to keep track of a he was like a scam artist, art faker and stuff like that, and and she was his wife, and she's still beautiful. She's a
Yeah.
very beautiful woman. Whoa.
Good afternoon. We're on record on the Kelsey Fitzsimmons matter, docket 2025, 77 CR 311. All counsel and the defendant are present.
Oh.
Thank you. So, before I begin, I'd like to speak to our audience members. I understand that this case has generated a lot of passion and emotion. But you must remember that this is a courtroom and not a sports arena. When I announce my verdict, you must not act out emotionally or visibly or audibly react. So you should leave the courtroom if you believe that you will be unable to maintain your composure. I'd like to start with a few introductory words. Let me say this, this is not in my script. This has been one of the more exhausting, hardest things I've had to do as a judge, as an attorney. And so, as the lawyers know, unlike when a judge presides over a jury-waived trial in a civil case, there is no requirement that a judge explain their reasons for reaching a verdict after a criminal bench trial. I do so in this case because I think that Ms. Fitzsimmons, Officer Noonan, and all the people involved in the tragic events of June 30, 2025 deserve an explanation. Next, I'd like to take the opportunity to publicly thank and commend the attorneys in this case. They all did an exceptional job presenting the evidence and conducting themselves in an extremely professional and civil manner. And they did so under the public spotlight in an emotionally charged case. I commend you. To the extent that any of the prosecutors and attorneys may be vilified or subjected to public scorn for simply doing their jobs, in this case, I say that any such scorn is unfair, unwarranted, and simply wrong. These prosecutors and attorneys fought hard to perform their solemn jobs fairly with the utmost civility, and professionalism. They serve as a shining example of our adversarial system in operation. Now, I'd like to publicly acknowledge the crucial and often thankless role that police officers perform, a role that Ms. Fitzsimmons herself, like Officer Noonan, willingly and selflessly performed for the citizens of North Andover. For this, you should be thanked, not disparaged. For those that think that serving as a police officer is easy, or that officers don't care or take pride in their work, I say with more than 3 decades of experience in the criminal justice system that you are naive, misinformed, and sadly mistaken. The work of police officers is especially fraught with peril today because of our exceedingly cynical, polarized atmosphere where our citizenry often believes that there is a conspiracy under or around every corner. I saw no evidence of a conspiracy in this case. What I saw was dedicated public servants like Officer Noonan and his fellow officers doing the best they could under tragic, rapidly evolving promotional circumstances. What I also saw was a young woman, Ms. Fitzsimmons, who was also a dedicated public servant, react to sudden, confusing, and heartbreaking news. Now let me turn to the evidence and the law. Our system of justice requires me to decide this case solely on the law and the evidence. So the only things I have considered in reaching my verdict are the 98 exhibits submitted during the trial and the testimony of the 11 witnesses that testified here in open court. While it may be cold and uncaring, our system of justice demands that emotion, sympathy, and concern for the consequences of my decision play no role in my decision. As for the law, in order to prove Ms. Fitzsimmons guilty of the crime of assault by means of a dangerous weapon, the Commonwealth must prove the following 3 things. We lawyers call these things elements beyond a reasonable doubt. First, that Ms. Simmons committed an assault on Officer Noonan. Second, that Ms. Simmons intended to commit the assault. And third, that the assault was committed by means of a dangerous weapon. The sole issue before me is whether the Commonwealth proved each of these 3 elements beyond a reasonable doubt. And more specifically, under the circumstances of this case, the narrow issue before me is whether the Commonwealth proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Ms. Fitzsimmons pointed a firearm at Officer Noonan for any perceptible amount of time. What is not before me are the legality of the issuance of the restraining order to Mr. Alain, the reasonableness of the procedure used by the police to serve the restraining order, the legality of Officer Noonan's use of force and issues regarding custody of Katie. It is not my place to decide these issues or even mention my thoughts on them. I am thankful for this because my role has been hard enough. What has made my job especially difficult in this case is that by and large, I found the testimony of Officer Noonan and Ms. Fitzsimmons to be credible on the materials and relevant points. In my experience, this is unusual and somewhat perplexing. On the one hand, Ms. Fitzsimmons credibly testified that she never pointed a firearm at Officer Noonan. On the other hand, Officer Noonan testified that not only did Ms. Fitzsimmons point a gun at him, that she also pulled the trigger. Both agree that it happened in seconds near a narrow doorway, and the crime scene photos showed that the door frame was made narrower by a clothes rack containing police uniforms that was to Officer Noonan's left. The door frame was also made, the door frame was made still narrower when Officer Noonan used it to take cover when he drew his firearm. During the closing argument, the Commonwealth argued that it is scientifically and physically impossible for Ms. Fitzsimmons' story to be true because there was a bullet in the chamber, and she said that Officer Noonan shot her without her ever racking the slide after pulling the trigger. I disagree that the evidence reflected that the only way to chamber a round would have been to pull the slide under those circumstances. However, even if I assume that Ms. Fitzsimmons lied about not racking the slide, it does not detract from the adamancy and credibility of her testimony that she never pointed the gun at Officer Noonan, about which he was equally as adamant that she did. Perhaps the Commonwealth could have easily met its burden if the officers had been wearing body cameras. But under these circumstances, I am left with a reasonable doubt, and I am duty-bound to find that the Commonwealth has not met its burden to prove that Ms. Fitzsimmons committed an assault by means of a dangerous weapon on Officer Noonan, and my verdict is, and it must be, not guilty. With that, I will hand the signed verdict slip. Did I use it?
All
I
right.
will hand the signed verdict slip to
Cool.
Mr. Wayne and ask that he advise Ms. Fitzsimmons of her statutory rights.
Ms. Fitzsimmons, could you please stand? On docket 2025, 77 CR 311, count 001. The court having returned a verdict of not guilty, the court orders it to be discharged of this indictment and this indictment only, and go thereof without delay. Kelsey Fitzsimmons, as required by statute, I must inform you that the records regarding the charges for which you have been found not guilty will be sealed by the Commissioner of Probation and by the court unless you notify the Commissioner of Probation in writing within 10 days that you do not want those records sealed. To request that those records not be sealed, you may use the request not to seal form posted on the trial court's webpage on mass.gov, or a copy of which I will hand to your counsel. I cannot accept the form here in court. You must submit it to the Commissioner of Probation at the address provided on the form. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Court is in recess. Good, all right. Please exit quietly. And
Thank you, Jay Brill, for getting a new one off again.
Please be quiet on your way out.
Woo.
Oh,
Jay Brill makes it come through every time. It wasn't for, if it hadn't been for Jay Brill, it wouldn't have happened, as we know.
no, this is probably going to be a dumb question. Who is Jay Brill?
He's the guy in the black hoodie there. It looks like he's homeless. He's the one who freed Karen Reed as well.
Oh, by himself?
Yeah. None of us had any hand in it. The lawyers, the Aiden, anyone. Well, Rusty Panties the foreskins, Drama Llama, the rest of the idiots, go fuck yourself. Hating on this poor woman just because Aiden supported her, go fuck yourself, you horrible pieces of shit. Sorry, Mo, if this gets demonetized.
Oh, no, you're fine.
It's her father.
No, I'm trying to figure out if they just don't have a suit jacket big enough for her probate attorney.
Oh, and Twisted Tragedies. Fuck you, fat hoe.
I reserve all of my screw yous until I find an enemies list. I'm growing, so I will get one.
Say that again, Jay. Code 1, soul system. Everybody should be tripling out.
Hopefully this makes a difference in child custody. Yes, now she's not a convicted felon. And he has a drug abuse problem that he needs to get around.
Yeah.
Folks, I don't mean to put speed to what you got going on here, but we have other places we need to be as officers. So, all right. You guys are more than welcome to use that room. You guys are in there. And debrief. You have an opportunity to be up. We'll have at least an officer here so you can take it.
I love the bailiff. You don't have to go home. You can't stay here.
Yeah. We have other things to do.
Like, I'm sorry you're all happy that you got justice, but I'm gonna need you to get out of here.
Right?
No, it is
Yes,
on.
it is. Sometimes they do get it right. Massachusetts is still a shithole.
The judge was. Did he purposely make it a?
I think he said Baker's blood pressure was way too low. Let me get it up.
All right.
Thank you, Winnie's mom. Thank you and Mo for great coverage. Thank you, Winnie's mom, and thank all of you for choosing us. You know there was a million people out there streaming it, and you chose us. It means the world to us. And I'll stay on the channel and see if they go outside and talk to them. Probably going to take a little while. They go into another room. Well, can you check if CBS 10 has a camera up outside? Because I can't see that one. Think whatever dynome you choose to believe in or not believe in. This was the right decision. I didn't like his long speech. Brit Happens texted me doing, and I was like, gonna be guilty. His going on, and they were such great officers, and they were, but
Yeah,
they did
that was.
the best they could do. Oh, I didn't like that.
So as of right now, NBC 10 is just having their own commentator talk about the speech and kind of go through and give his. So they don't have anything set up outside as of yet.
I'll have my own. You can have your own. If anything happens, we should just switch. The Caddy Madison. Now I want to know the rest of the story. No, they ended this coverage, so that's gone. Maybe.
Maybe Bradle has set up his own media, because sometimes they do. Like they'll set up.
Law girls, not attorneys, normally are the ones who will stream it from outside. But they were in the courtroom. So if anyone sees if Aiden or someone else, if any TV channel, please let us know. We'll square if there's a press conference. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was an asshole. He made me stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up.
uh,
Uh, justice served.
yeah,
I don't
I
just
will.
don't. I'm not a big fan of using other creators because they should get.
Oh yeah,
They should. I don't mind stealing it from the TV stations, but
yeah. I don't want to take money away.
no, I would rather send people over there if the TV stations doesn't go. I'd rather send people over and watch it on their channels and support them.
Now, I do wonder if this will prompt North Andover to start using body cams fully now that the judge said, hey, if I'd had a body cam, this wouldn't have been in question, would it?
No, and that's actually a good statement because that's a big old problem. So Massa was in the courtroom. He was sitting over to the right this morning, but they put in 20 police officers. That was more important than Kelsey supporters. So I saw who was it who took a picture from outside and they couldn't get in there. Well, I saw a picture from someone from outside the room. Got to give a shout out to Massa, who went hard for Kelsey from early on, and Massa stayed true, stayed on it, and he has been very generous to me by allowing me to come on his show. And even though I might have gotten a little bit into some drama, and he said, "No, I would rather just have you on," and because I've said, "No, I'll give you a little. You don't need my drama." And he said, "No, please come on." And thank you so much for that, Massa. And I don't know if it's still on, but Lauren invited me for a chat tonight at 5. But I don't know. Maybe champagne bottles are popping and parties are breaking out. But we'll see. I second that comment. Thank you for the courage this week. And justice have actually prevailed. All through my blood pressure was just as high as Baker's. Now for Kelsey to start getting time with her son. Yes, and I think that we need to keep helping out Kelsey. Well, you're just a grifter who used the trial to get some money. Thank you for the €10. Yes, I am. But I'm also a person who I think we have raised a lot of awareness about this trial. I think people like Massa, Lauren have done a really big job of getting it out there, and a lot of us are trying to help doing it, working together, sharing the information we can share so people can see whatever else is going on. And we need to keep going. Again, this is not a civil trial like Karen Reed's, where it's going to take 5 months just to get an order back from the court, and then it's going to take 5 months to get the next order. And in 7 years, we'll have a trial. This will be coming up real soon. And again, the QR code, if you want to support her legal fund, because she's going to need money again. Yes,
Yeah.
not making money, but she's going to go to probate court. She has a great team helping her out. And this is probably the best thing that could happen, because even if she had gotten a suspended sentence, and I know I downplayed, it's nothing, but she would have been a convicted felon when she went to probate. And then, well, it's only murder that'll count against you. Fuck you. No, it's not.
No.
It's everything.
But also, we know times are tough. Thoughts and prayers also count, getting this story out there, because we've seen, again, as someone who's new to this case, seeing how the Allen family has behaved just with how they don't feel like they're subject to any rules. That's what she's going up against next. So, we need to continue to help and support her.
Yes.
Because it's not just the end of the road now, unfortunately.
No, because again, she will not be going home to baby C tonight.
No.
And I'm going to bring up Aiden's, because this is really, especially after what I just said, this is really heartwarming to see. Great post-acquittal moment here. Massa has raised close to 100,000 for Kelsey's legal fund. Her family is ecstatic.
Oh.
He's a tall fella. He's the best of us.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm so glad to be in the company of really good people to help them to get the word out. Because as much fun as I've had watching this trial and learning all of this, I'm so glad that I've been able to get more eyes on Kelsey's story so she can have more support, and that maybe other moms who are going through something rough know that, things are gonna be okay.
Yeah, and again, just imagine walking out of the courtroom and a guy you don't know, a guy who raised $100,000 for you and who's been at your trial, and it must be so heartening because your friends, your family have stabbed, not your family, your friends, your work colleagues have stabbed you in the back. They were the ones who threw you under the bus. They were the ones who conspired with Justin to get the police to you that day. Her bridesmaids, not worth anything. Sorry, I don't know any of you, but I hear that all of you have one favorite dinosaur, the Condosaurus. And for weird internet people to sit and fight for you when the woman who was supposed to stand next to you at your wedding says, fuck this bitch. It must be so weird, and to get into all of this, losing your kid, all of that, and the people that you relied on, they don't do anything, but weird internet people stood up for you, raised money for you, were screaming all over Twitter, over YouTube, you're not guilty. This should have been your fellow officers who sat there and said, well, she made a stupid mistake, and even if she's found guilty, she's still one of us. We know what she was going through. Oh, it was Emily C. who took a picture from outside. The verdict really is going to be a test for the corruption in Massachusetts with a ton of cops in attendance. Just a judge had the ability to look past. Thank God he did.
Yes. Because I was worried. I mean, we assume that, hey, the public pressure is going to be different if you're a judge, but, there was that doubt.
Of course there was. There's always doubt. There's always a chance. It's always hard. I'm not gonna bring any of you over to cry for it, or if you want to go over there and look, I'm not promoting that channel. Sorry, the way he has acted out. So
It will be interesting to see if there's any backlash, because I do worry about the alien family with how above the rules they feel like they are. I mean, didn't the entire family get kicked out because they couldn't, follow the rules?
well, they were supposedly witnesses, and then they didn't get called at all, and yeah, they are dirtbags. I'm sorry, they are dirtbags.
Yeah, and thank you, John, for the super chat. I want to say justice has been served, but I don't think justice, or there is justice till she's reunited with her son. Yes, but the journey has started. She's no longer waiting for it to start. And now she's got that forward momentum of knowing I've been cleared of this.
Yes. And there's also that thing. He will not have a felony on her record when she goes in front of family court. And I think that's really, really important that that she doesn't have to fight with that extra weight around her ankles. So, well, what do you say we send people over to Justice Serve because they are outside of court?
Yeah,
right now
that's
he's interviewing
where
Aiden.
I was going to send people because Boston doesn't have anything up yet. They are showing the outside of the court, but not really anything relevant.
Yeah, and he's interviewing people on the street out there. So I think we should be sending people over, and then we can say
Yes.
thank you to all of you people. Thank you so much for choosing us to be your coverage.
Yes.
Finally, a right verdict. Massachusetts, you're a fucking hellhole. But the
Yes.
people in Massachusetts, some of you are okay. I'm going to send you all over to Justice Serve TV so you can give them the love, the likes, and the clicks. And Mo's going to do the same. And you can see what happened outside of court. Think whatever thing you believe in. And I'm going to find out if Lauren is even able to stream later. Love you all so much. And I'll be back at some point. And Mo, maybe I'll also be back.
Oh my gosh, you guys! There's a class called Face